Now we're getting into the fun stuff. Now I'm getting excited again. Put a shadow here. Layers. I'm trying to layer. I don't mean literally layering paint, but I'm trying to create the look of layers like I did here with the crayons overlapping one another and casting shadows onto one another. It's creating some interesting depth. So I'm going to put a crayon overlapping this brown one that I'm working on now. And it's going to create that depth that I'm looking for. Again, I'm trying to be careful not to over resolve this area. I'm just putting what I love. I'm just putting what I feel I really want to say. Okay? So you have to be... This is why it's such a slow process. If you get in a hurry, not that you can't paint quickly, because I certainly do. I paint more quickly now than I did before, but if you move too fast, you're prone to put more information there than is needed. So I would rather take my time, go slowly, and weigh every decision. It's true of life, isn't it? Same thing. Go slowly, you'll make fewer mistakes. A little bit of light there. And then we'll make this crayon a little bit lighter. Let's put a note of purple back there. Not because it's there, but because I think it'll look good. It's easy, if it's especially just a note, to pull from other areas in the painting and see what will happen is, as I've been saying, it's really just going to be implied, but in the viewer's eye, it's going to be another crayon. It's not just a note of color, it's another crayon. It doesn't have to be explained because we've resolved some of these other areas. Our eye will easily assume that it's just more of the same. We don't have to explain it. Alright, so let's put some pattern on it, like the others. Not on all of them, but on some of them. Again, with the transparent oxide red and blue, but I'm going to go back to my smaller brush. I'm using a brush that's pretty fine, if you can see, pretty fine, round, it says 0 in whatever brand this is. So something that's not large, because this is quite a small detail. And I don't want to be inaccurate with some large brush and try to get it small. I want my brushes to work with me, not against me. And I'm just kind of working it in. Like, notice I'm not doing a straight line. I could do that. I'm kind of just working it into the paint that's there. There's also not only the pattern of these lines that go around it, but there's also the emblem of the crayons, the brand. I'm obviously not going to put the name on it, but I'm going to again imply that there is one, and so I can just take the brush and work it in. Sort of like that. I want to soften this crayon back here because it's standing out too much. It really should just, the shadow should not be hard, the cast shadow shouldn't be hard. There. I'm going to tone the red down in the shadow just a little bit by adding maybe some green, if that works. I want it to be warm still, but that doesn't mean it has to be hot, you know, really intense red, all this transparent oxide red. I can tone it down just a little bit and it still be warmer, but it doesn't have to be so hot. I think this area is pretty close to being about as resolved as I want. So. Okay, I think what it needs here is a few of the crayons in the back, just to lead the eye out that way, and again, make this area interesting, is we'll just imply a few crayons back there. We'll probably make them brown or green as well. But all I have to do is take my brush and kind of drag it in a little bit. Add a hint of a shadow. And that way it just looks like it's receding. It's also slightly smaller than the ones. As they come forward toward me, they need to get larger and larger in order to create perspective. So I'm also thinking of that. So basically all I want to do now is decide whether or not to even put that purple block, that triangle block in. I think if I did, I don't really even like the way, where it is. I think if I moved it over here, it would work better, or if I moved it over here, but I don't want to cover that blue crayon, I like it. So we may just omit it entirely. Soften that just a bit. Doesn't look better though with those